If you're a Lakers fan, you've probably asked yourself this at least once this offseason: what in the world is Rob Pelinka cooking? Well, sit tight, because things are heating up. We're not talking about the usual speculation or empty whispers. This time, the rumors carry weight. They involve big names, major implications, and could very well define the next chapter of LeBron James' final years in Los Angeles. Kristaps Porzingis and Andrew Wiggins, two stars, two very different trajectories, both now entangled with the Lakers' offseason plans. This isn't just about what the Lakers can do. It's about what they must do. In the face of a rising Western Conference and with the window of championship contention narrowing, the Lakers are exploring paths that are bold, risky, and maybe necessary. In this video, we'll unpack why the front office is even considering such aggressive moves, examine what makes these players attractive or dangerous additions, and figure out which of them, if either, makes real sense within the Lakers' current structure. We'll dive into the salary cap gymnastics, the historical tensions, the tactical fit, and the emotional weight that this offseason already carries. So, if you're part of the Lakers faithful still holding out hope for Banner 18, this is where it starts. And before we dive all the way in, take a second to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss a second of what could become one of the wildest off-seasons in Lakers history. The NBA offseason always feels like a poker game: bluffs, surprise moves, and players being reshuffled like cards. Right now, the Lakers are at the table, staring down big-name possibilities and high-risk hands. They're linked to stars with upside, but also with baggage. And as always, they're doing it under the most intense spotlight in basketball. Let's start with Kristaps Porzingis, a player who represents both hope and risk. Standing at 7'3", he has the kind of skill set you dream of: a big man who can shoot from deep, block shots, and space the floor. In theory, he's exactly what the Lakers need next to Anthony Davis, a stretch five who eases the burden defensively and gives LeBron a dangerous kick-out option. But the gap between theory and reality is wide. Porzingis, for all his tools, carries a brutal injury history. He's missed chunks of nearly every season since 2017. In the playoffs, he's often absent, not just physically, but in performance. He's the kind of player who wows you in March but disappears in May. Despite that, he's now officially on the block. The Boston Celtics, fresh off a championship, are trying to cut payroll and reshape their roster. They've already traded Jrue Holiday. Porzingis could be next. And while the Lakers are reportedly interested, history stands in the way. Trades between the Lakers and Celtics are rare. In fact, they've only happened 3 times in history. The last one? 2 decades ago. The rivalry runs deep. The front offices, while respectful, are cautious when dealing with each other. Any move would come under immense scrutiny. And yet, the rumors persist. That's how strange and open this offseason has become. But even if Boston was willing, the cost to the Lakers might be too steep. To match Porzingis' salary, LA would have to part with key pieces: Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, or Max Christie, and likely toss in a valuable future pick swap. All of that, for a player who could walk in a year. That's not just risky. It's potentially reckless. Alternate packages have been theorized, ones that include Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Shake Milton, and rookie Dalton Knecht, plus a pick. But even those feel heavy, especially when you remember that Porzingis hasn't been a consistent playoff presence in half a decade. Still, the Lakers are sniffing around. And that alone says something about where their mindset is. They know the current roster isn't enough. They know standing still is a death sentence in today's NBA. They're looking for answers. Fast. But while Porzingis may dominate headlines, there's another name flying under the radar, one that might actually make more sense. Andrew Wiggins. Unlike Porzingis, Wiggins is quietly becoming one of the most attainable impact players on the market. Once viewed as untouchable during the Warriors' 2022 title run, he's now being actively shopped. According to reports, he's no longer viewed as a core piece, and the Warriors, or potentially Miami if a deal flows through them, are listening. This is where things get interesting. According to journalist Anthony Irwin, the Lakers have officially inquired about Wiggins. That alone tells you they see something here. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense. The Lakers' biggest weakness isn't scoring. It's perimeter defense, especially at the wing. They don't have a guy who can guard the league's best small forwards over 40 minutes in a playoff series. Rui has shown flashes, but he's not a lockdown guy. Jared Vanderbilt can defend but kills spacing. Cam Reddish is unpredictable. The hole is real. Wiggins fills that hole. He's 6 feet 7 inches, athletic, experienced, and battle-tested. He was Golden State's second-best player during their 2022 title run, guarding Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, and everyone in between. He hits threes at volume. He doesn't need the ball to be effective. He fits with LeBron and Reeves. He fills gaps without demanding touches. Most importantly, he's available. And unlike Porzingis, his injury history is far less concerning. He's played big minutes in big games. He's got championship DNA. And he's hungry to prove himself again. But what would it take to get him? There are two main frameworks being considered. The first, and more appealing, would involve sending out Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and a 2030 pick swap. It's a clean, direct move that gives the Warriors or Heat what they want: rotation players and future value. The second package keeps Rui in LA but gets more complicated. It would include Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Shake Milton, and a 2031 first-round pick. Less desirable, maybe, but still a realistic path if the Lakers are determined to keep Hachimura and the Heat value draft capital more than players. Either way, it's doable. That's the key. Wiggins' value has dropped just enough that the Lakers could get him without mortgaging their future. He's slightly overpaid, yes, but that lowers his price tag. And in a cap-tight league, value often matters more than name recognition. Wiggins represents not just a fit, but a need. The Lakers desperately need someone who can guard star wings, hit open threes, and switch defensively without collapsing the offense. He brings all of that, and then some. There's also a story here. A redemption arc. Wiggins was labeled a bust in Minnesota. Traded by the team that drafted him. Forgotten by most. But in Golden State, he reinvented himself. He became a two-way weapon. A champion. And now, if he lands in LA, he could write the next great chapter of his career on the biggest stage in basketball. Imagine Wiggins locking down Devin Booker in a playoff series. Imagine him calmly hitting corner threes while LeBron manipulates defenses. Imagine him, once doubted, once dismissed, delivering in the clutch for a team chasing its 18th championship. That's what this could be. Not just a transaction, but a transformation. Meanwhile, Porzingis remains the bigger swing. The shinier name. The wow move that turns heads. But too often in the NBA, those moves blow up in your face. Talent isn't enough. Fit, health, and reliability matter more. And when you're dealing with an aging core and minimal draft assets, you can't afford to gamble and miss. The Lakers are at a crossroads. They can chase the splash or settle into smart, strategic building. One path risks implosion. The other could build a quietly dangerous team ready to shock the West. Either way, one thing is clear: the front office isn't sleeping. Rob Pelinka knows what's at stake. LeBron doesn't have time for a rebuild. Anthony Davis can't carry the whole load. The Lakers need answers. Now. And so, the phones are ringing. The frameworks are being drawn. And the question lingers: who's coming to LA? If you made it this far, you're one of the real ones. So hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let us know in the comments: would you rather see the Lakers swing big on Porzingis or play it smarter with Wiggins? This offseason is just beginning. And if history's any indication, anything can happen in LA. Here's a crucial insight for you: diving into financial education can significantly elevate your quality of life. In the realm of finance, take the time to explore bonds and stocks, with a special emphasis on real estate investment trusts, REITs. These investments have the potential to generate passive income. Approach this journey with diligence and opt for reputable investment brokerages globally. By doing so, you'll be laying a solid foundation for a more secure and prosperous future.